Okay, some pretty crazy things are happening in crypto right now as we speak. I mean, Bitcoin is back to $60,000, and I think I have a very good reason as to why that is happening. I've also noticed one thing. The news that's going around right now when it comes to crypto, it's extremely positive. But the prices, they've been quite neutral. Just to put it into perspective, Bitcoin's price went to $48,000 about 4 or 5 days ago. Right now, it's sitting at roughly 60,000. Again, this last little wick, 4-hour wick, I think I have a good explanation of as to why it pumped. This initial, because this is earlier today, move from roughly 54,000 to roughly 57 point something. I'm not exactly sure. It could be though that there was some sort of sell-off here that we have no real good reason for, but that just basically got scooped up. And then again, I will add that the stock market as it currently stands has also been performing extremely positively. And so perhaps purely based on this, Bitcoin is doing good. But again, I think there's one specific thing I can point towards, which is this right here. Putin just signed a law legalizing crypto mining in the state of Russia. I think we might have some differing opinions as to what the importance of this is, but I personally see it in the way of if they are making this step, and this, again, might be very controversial, but if they're making this step, it kind of seems to me like they're agreeing to the fight with the US over which place is going to be the center of crypto. Now, it's not like Russia has been only positive throughout time. No, that's not it. But over the last weeks, it seems there are more nice and agreeing announcements made over from that area. And specifically this happening today, just after Trump has also been announcing these extremely bullish things when it comes to crypto being the US thing. I wonder how China's going to react to all of this and if they're going to do something. But for the most part, just the fact that Russia is making its steps in legalizing these crypto things, I personally think is extremely bullish. And the fact that this was posted at roughly 4 o'clock something on this chart, which would be right, this candle here is when it got posted. That's why I'm thinking perhaps that's exactly what caused this price to pump. Of course, keeping in mind that the stock market is also in a really, really positive spot right now. Just to give you guys some indication, it's just all green all around. But a lot of companies being up multiple percent. And there is one specific tweet that I found quite interesting in relationship to that. JP Morgan says the odds of a US recession by the end of the year are now at 35%. I think the last time we got a prediction from JP Morgan for the end of the year, it was at roughly 25%. So for them to now increase it to 35% logically means that they are now more certain that a recession will be coming somewhere within this year. Bitcoin just got a little bit of a rejection, but the markets apparently do not care for it. Anyway, guys, it's not like every single announcement I find is positive. Here it shows, for example, the US on the one hand saying one thing, on the opposite end doing another. When it came to Trump, for example, they're like, oh, you know what, Gary Gensler is going to be out. We want to be the country of crypto, all this type of cool stuff. But then on the opposite side, the Federal Reserve just charged Customers Bank, which is a really well-known pro-crypto bank, let's just call it. And they charged them for not keeping proper compliance. Customers Bank has agreed to tackle the regulator's concerns that it strayed from proper compliance with its digital asset clients. Anyway, that is all besides the point now, because something interesting just happened in the Ripple case. Eleanor Turek gave us a little update and said, I reached out to the SEC for comment on the Ripple ruling, and a spokeswoman gave me this statement. Quote, the court granted the SEC's motion for remedies, including an injunction barring Ripple from committing additional violations of the securities laws and significant civil monetary penalties totaling more than 12 times the amount Ripple suggested was appropriate. As the court found, the fact that Ripple has shown a willingness to push the boundaries of the court summary judgment order evinces a likelihood that it will eventually, if it has not already, cross the line. The court has also addressed the egregious of why are they using such difficult terms, man? Again, guys, I'm not a native English speaker, all right? I had to learn English the hard way, and I'm making it easy on me, you know? Ripple's conduct and noted that there is no question that the recurrent highly lucrative violation of Section 5 is a serious offense. As court after court have stated, the security laws apply when firms offer and sell investment contracts, regardless of the technology or labels that they use. The response from both sides shows that each feel like they got the better deal here. Ripple is celebrating because the The fine was $1.75 billion less than what the SEC originally suggested, and the SEC is celebrating because Ripple now has to pay 12 times the amount it actually wanted to pay. And the judge agreed that the SEC was in some way right, as Ripple agreed they did in some way, shape, or form violate security laws. Based on all this, I feel an appeal of the remedies ruling, again the one we already have seen being ruled upon now, on either side is very unlikely. Like I said, I think it's more likely the SEC would appeal the July 2023 ruling now that final judgment has been reached. But I say that while wearing my I'm not a lawyer t-shirt. It's also still possible they're going to go for the sales via exchanges. But we'll talk about that more in our little appeal sort of video, because I had a video made already, but I'm thinking it's nicer to actually cover some of the news here, like for example this Russian news, more than hey, will the SEC appeal, because again it has like 60 days or so for them to do so. It's not that important to discuss it right now, but still I'll get it to you guys within like a few hours. And I've had a lot of people ask me what I think is going to happen next, but I think the most important thing to watch is just, is a recession really hitting? And is crypto going to continue on with this direct correlation like we've seen just now, or is the narrative eventually going to switch over, where the recession still hits, or at least to some degree the fears hit hard on the traditional markets, but Bitcoin / the cryptocurrency market still moves up, like would be logical, and like the guys over at BlackRock, etc. all suggested that should happen. Regardless of it, man, we're about to super cycle. I keep responding it here in the videos. A lot of people still don't want to listen though, and I don't mind it, because at the end of the day, I'm not your financial advisor, and everybody has the right to their own opinion. But I literally can't understand how some people are here every day watching and still doubt that crypto is going to survive or do well or thrive. I can say it. It either does really, really well or goes to zero. There's no in between, right? It's literally impossible. And if it's not going to zero, which again, I don't expect it will happen, let's go to the moon. That's the simplest way to put it. And so in the midst here, if you think it's going to zero, short it. If you think it's going up, long it. That's all I ever care about. And again, I do this over on Bybit. You can take a look at the description down below to get yourself a free trade. But even if you skip all that, and you don't want to do leverage, then you either buy it or you sell it and you stay away forever, move to something else. I'm not sure what you're going to move to, because again, stocks is not like they're necessarily any better. If a recession is coming, you're screwed. Same thing for homes. There's a lot of underlying issues right now. I mean, currencies, I don't think I even have to explain to you why the dollar might be in a bad spot. Oh, but let's go for foreign markets. Well, I don't know if you even need to, but you can take a look at the Japanese market and how it performed recently, and maybe you want to reconsider. So you let me know down below what exactly is the best thing to invest in for the everyday Joe, and why crypto is so bad. Because I keep seeing people in the comments saying, okay, let's short everything. Let's go for, prove it then. Show me the shorts. I don't think it really makes a lot of sense. Yes, we can have a slight further dip, but ultimately here, everything's going to start crumbling down. Crypto's going to thrive. I believe it as if there's no tomorrow, and all I know is the pump. Anyway, I'm really excited about the near future. I hope you guys are too. And many of our coins are still going 10x, 12x, 15x from here. Some of the smaller ones will do way more. It's all about timing, baby. It's all about timing.